My favorite thing that we did consistently was paint the town orange. It was that optimistic, it's going to be a great season, and we were all so excited, and the energy is just, that's the biggest thing for me, that feeding off the energy and the excitement. I love to get excited about things. I'm a very excited person, and just that moment of, it's kind of like the top of the roller coaster before the season starts, and everybody's pumped, everybody's excited, everybody's very present, and just marching down the downtown mall with people just screaming on both sides, and then going into that pavilion with everybody yelling, and it's just amazing. It was my favorite part every year. I don't remember which games they were, but I love playing in the pouring rain. It's one of those things, it's horrible and it's great at the same time. If the game is going well, I guess I'd say it's great. I remember there was one game, maybe my third year or something, and it was just pouring, but we were winning, and it was so exciting. And drums, when you play drums and it starts pouring raining, I think everybody turns into just a child, and it's like this splashing. And I remember Ben Evans, we were playing a stand beat really loud, and I just hear him behind me because the quads would sit, he was like right here behind me, and I was playing, and I just hear him yell, "Tupperware drums! Tupperware drums!" Because the sound quality is so bad when it's raining. But it's one of those things that you just kind of look around, and it's something that people that aren't in the band can't understand. It's just that experience of just being in this awful situation together and just having fun and just screaming at the top of your lungs while you're just beating the crap out of your drum and water's going everywhere. Also, just anytime the football team wins and they rush the field, even though I've never gotten to do it because we've been in the band, but it's just such a cool thing. It's, again, that energy, that spirit, that explosion of just excitement, and being a part of that. And I think my fourth year we weren't allowed to play when they rushed the field anymore because people would just stay and have a party on the field because when we started playing. But earlier on when we would just play and Peas would just keep it going. Peas doesn't care what they say. Play another one. Just that excitement was so cool. That was my fourth year. I think, the summer before my fourth year that we got the orange drums. Fun fact, the orange drums are heavier. By kind of a lot. I think it's just the material that the shell is made out of, the chrome, I guess. But they're a lot heavier. We didn't realize. We were so excited for them, and then we put them on, and we were like, oh no. But they're great. They're fantastic, and they're gorgeous, and they look great from the field. But something maybe not a lot of people know, that the orange drums are actually heavier. Drumline has never used sectional time to make their band camp skit. That's why sometimes the skits are the way they are. But that was one thing I'm assuming, I know that I'm still friends with current drumline members. I know that's something we all feel is very important to us, that we want to do well, but also we have a commitment to the band and to keep that certain level of musicianship, so we don't take any time out of our sectional time to make our skit. One of my favorite practices, it was always the most grueling, but my favorite was always when we learned the drumline pregame intro. It usually happened during sectional time, so the hottest part of the day. We would go outside and do it. I remember one year, I think it was my third year, was my favorite drumline intro, and it was so hot outside, and we were in the park over in North Grounds. We bussed out there and did it on the turf field, and it was full sun, just sweating, but there was just this excitement to be getting it done, and to keep practicing and to keep making it better. And it ended up being a really, really cool pregame intro because we took that time to really learn it and do it well. Oh, and also another band camp memory. It was let's see, I think it was my third year. Ben Evans was the drumline captain, and we had this thing where we would quote Drumline the movie, the Nick Cannon movie, a lot. Because you can't not quote Drumline the movie when you're on a college drumline. And we always would joke about that scene where they're in the pouring rain at band camp, and they're doing wall sits, and they're singing cadences. And so we were practicing, and all of a sudden it just starts raining, and everybody goes under the shed. We were at Carshill Field, goes under the shed. We all just kind of looked at each other, and we're like, it's time. So Todd, or Ben Evans, call him, he's renamed, so we call him Todd on drumline, orders us all out, and we do wall sits against the fence in the pouring rain, and we sing tag. And of course, he stopped us, he disciplined us, but it was just one of those moments that you remember. I actually pulled up a picture of it to show somebody the other day, a newer drumline member. They were like, "You guys actually did that?" And it was just one of those bonding moments, that I'll remember for a long time. It started before I was on drumline, a couple years before. It's a tradition we rename somebody every year. It started off, I believe there were just 2 people that had the same first name one year, so they renamed one of them for fun, but then it became a tradition. And we use it now kind of to pick a first year that we think is awesome, but maybe they're kind of inside their shell a little bit, and to bring them out and to kind of, keep that family atmosphere and extend it down to the first years and include everybody. So during band camp, there's a council of renamed ones, all the people who have been renamed in the past. They get together and they decide the first year that they're going to pick. And then it's usually around maybe Wednesday or Thursday. They'll meet, they'll pick the person, and then they'll pick the name. The name has repetition in it. So Ben Evans was Tata Johnson. Daniel Pion, a long time ago, I think he might have been the first renamed one, I'm not sure, but he was Scott Robert Scott. Then, let's see, Harry Jacob Jacobson is Danny Moylan. After that, it was Will Berry, played quads, Steve Estevez Stevens. Then the next year, let's see, Kobe, Adam Imeson, Kobe Carter Kobayashi, and then the next year was, what's her real name? Sorry. Caitlin LaGrasta, Taylor Ann Taylor, and then, is that it? This year, there's a new one. I met him last night at the drumline house. Victor Valentino, I think his name. So, oh, and then, I'm sorry, the current second year, Felipe Flint Phelps, his name is Brett Offit. So those are the renamed ones. I really liked the Journey show from my first year. And I guess I really like it because I'm going to be playing it again next week. I believe it was the Journey show. It was like a 3-week show, something where we had lots of time to work on it. And we just kept practicing, and the music just got to such a level that we were all really proud of it and really excited about it, because we've all been there. Sometimes it's a 1-week show, you fumble through it, you're a little, that wasn't my best work, but we got it on the field, the energy was there. But that was one show that I felt so confident playing, and everybody just felt, it was really, I guess I'd say vibing maybe would be the word for it. It was just really, really cool. And then of course the drum feature shows were really neat. My second year, we had a really cool drum feature show with lots of visuals right in the front, got to flip our sticks and everything. And I remember when it came time for game day, it was actually raining, and we performed it in our rain jackets, and we couldn't do everything, but we were just so excited to perform it that it didn't even matter at that point. Putting the rain jackets on, and we're gonna play it. The Mario one was really cool my 4th year. We had the little Mario man, and he kind of went across the conveyor belt. A lot of the time, honestly, the drum line we were like in a line in the middle, so we didn't do as much of the crazy drill sets, but it made it a little easier. Clave is a classic. I was sad to hear it got taken away for a couple years, but now it's back. Let's see. Mouth is really fun. That's the one that I think the whole band likes it too, because it's the one where it's like, woo, woo. And I actually didn't know the dances for the stand beats until last year, because we are always playing them, and it's because sometimes the drumline we get stuck in our bubble, and we know the stand beats by their names, and we can play them, but then the rest of the band, we realized, doesn't know the names of the stand beats. Hadn't realized as much, so you can pretty much just hear the bass drums when you're up at the top. So they would sing the bass drum, and what's that? So it was kind of cool to see it from the outside, so I learned all the dances and like what they actually sound like from away. The trip to Atlanta was fantastic. It was really fun. The game, wasn't that great, but it was a really cool experience. It was really neat to go on that kind of trip all together, to meet Auburn's band and to do that little mini band Olympics with them. I'm still Facebook friends with a girl that was on the Auburn drumline that we met. it was really fun. It was something that I'm really glad that I got to do. Get that fleece also. Yeah, Atlanta was a cool city, and it's somewhere that I probably wouldn't have been otherwise, and really glad that I got to experience it. My favorite part of that trip, so the game was on New Year's Eve, and it was was it a 6 o'clock game? It was a nighttime game. So by the time we finished, it was probably like 11 o'clock, nearing towards 11:30 on New Year's Eve. And a lot of people were thinking they were going to be going out and celebrating out in Atlanta. But especially drumline, it takes us a long time to pack up our drums and load everything. And we were in the loading dock, and it was getting close to midnight, and we were still loading up the truck. And they stopped everyone. Hold on, we'll pause for a minute. And we're in the loading dock of the Georgia Dome, and we all just stood in this big kind of circle clump and counted down together to midnight, and sang the good old song and celebrated and just enjoyed that moment together. And it was a really cool thing, because that's, besides my family, the band is, the band's my school family, the band's my Charlottesville family, so it was really cool to have everybody there that I loved, and just experiencing that and kind of saying, we lost the game badly. That's okay. We have each other, and this is going to be a great year. And it was really neat. And then we just kind of went back and finished loading, and but it was just a really nice pause, and it was a really, really cool New Year's experience. It's definitely made me more confident, more outgoing. It's also made me kind of understand the way big organizations work a little better, and that sometimes we are a cog in the machine, and a lot of this came from working as a grad assistant, but also on the drum line, and learning that balance between being a leader, but also knowing that sometimes something's much bigger than you are, and just enjoying being a part of that, and kind of understanding that some organizations run in certain ways that we don't always understand immediately, and then you look back and it's, I don't know, it's, I guess, an appreciation of how big organizations run, and kind of really respecting the people that are behind those things that can spin that many plates at one time and make it all go. It was really cool to see it grow and grow and grow every year, seeing it get bigger and bigger, and the level, just the level of power. I think that's the biggest thing. Just the level of power that the band had, and just to see it kind of, it's this big swirling, growing mass of energy and noise and passion, and just to see that continue each year and get to a higher and higher level, and to see the band directors really pushing that, and also to see the community really getting behind the band and the school. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about the marching band. Every time that I've said that I'm affiliated with the band, or even when I was working at an elementary school in Charlottesville, after I was done with school, just to hear, when people would hear that I was in the band or associated with the band, it was always good things. It was always, I love the band, it's my favorite part of the football games, it's so great to see them, and just to see people being excited about what we're doing, and how our level just keeps increasing every year. And they sell little V Cross Saber band stickers in the bookstore now. Like, it's really cool to see how the band has gone from being this new organization, that the pep band, replacing the pep band, and kind of that awkwardness, and growing into something that's really become a fixture at the university relatively quickly. And I think it was really, really cool to see that transition, and to be a part of it too.